Good morning, world. Still keeping with our Breaking Through Infinity series, which you know is based on the book Breaking Through Infinity. That's available on my website, likeipublishing.com. So if you have not already gotten your copy, please head over and grab your copy. And today we're talking about 5 considerations for finding a starting point for your goal. A lot of times people have a goal, people have plans, desires, wishes and stuff they set into a goal, but they find it difficult to figure out how to start. And when you're struggling to figure out where to start with a goal, a lot of times what ends up happening is they never get started. So today we're talking about 5 considerations, 5 options for finding a starting point. First is the easy method. The easy method is where you just look at the stuff, at the things that need to be done and just organize them in going from easiest to the hardest part, where you do the easy, when you're doing the easier things first, it helps you to experience a lot more successes. It gives you an opportunity to get a lot of things done quickly, which gets you very excited about what's happening, because you're finding, you're experiencing a lot of successes. And the more you experience success, the more success you want, which means the more things you're gonna do in order to get more success. 2 is the prerequisite method. This is where you look for the things that are requirements for getting other things done. For instance, if you're studying for an exam and you use flashcards, so a prerequisite for that would be going out and getting the note cards. Another prerequisite may be even creating the cards. Just things that that are going to be requirements for getting some of the more hands-on pieces done. Anything that you have to gather, anything that you have to purchase, those things are usually prerequisites for other stuff. 3, the deadline and duration. This is where you look at when your goal needs to be completed and how long it's going to take you to complete the goal, and set your starting point based on that. If you're working on a goal that needs to be done by December and you figure that it's going to take you 3 months, then you know that you have to get started sometime in September, or maybe at the earliest beginning of October, depending on when your deadline is. And 4th is prioritizing. This one can almost be seen as a reverse easy method, but the prioritizing is where you look at the level of importance. You do the bigger pieces, the more important pieces. Not that any part of your goal is ever not important, because if it's a part of your goal, it's valuable. It helps to get you to that completed goal, so it is important. But when you're prioritizing, you look at what is most important, what is most necessary, and sometimes you'll do those first in order to build from the center, build from the meats and potatoes of the whole thing. And of course, you can do the reverse, where you do the outside pieces and then work your way in. But with prioritizing, more often than not, you'll be doing starting with the bigger picture and working your way towards the details. The last one is the resource availability method. This one is where you're doing you start with the things that you have access to. You have more easy, that you have a bit more easy access to. For instance, if you're doing note cards and you already have the cards right there, this is something you can do right then and there. While you're sitting there, you're planning it, and you're like, hey, here are note cards. Let me do my flashcards right now. If there are sometimes in goals, there are you need to go get things. There are times where you need access to other people, access to other resources, but do the things where you have a little bit more control over, that you already have access to all the resources. That way you're not waiting and time is not as much of an issue. Quick recap. 1 is the easy method. The easy method, you do the easy things first. 2 is the prerequisite method, where you do the things that are requirement for getting other things done. The deadline and duration method is where you go based on how long it's going to take you and how and when you need to be done, and you start from there. 4, prioritizing is where you start with the meats and potatoes of the whole thing. You look for what are the most important, the requirements for, the most important things, and you start with those, and then fill in the rest. And finally, the resource availability method, where you look at what you already have access to, and start with those. Again, based on the book Breaking Through Infinity, which is available at likeipublishing.com. And again, like I said before, not only does it have a lot of stuff that can help you, it also helps keep me in this whole indoor living thing that I'm liking a whole lot. So please do make sure you go to likeipublishing.com and grab your copy. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.